your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
A truly gorgeous evening across central Illinois with clear skies. And more than anything, it feels really comfortable as the humidity levels have dropped. So have the temperatures. Now down to 70 degrees in Champaign, 72 in Effingham. Comfortable weather will continue into your Friday with more sunshine hour by hour. We're going to be back up into the mid-80s. This is very typical. This is pretty much where the highs are for the middle of July and heading into the final week of the month of July. We're looking pretty good. We've got to talk about that heat returning by the weekend. I'll show you when it may feel like 100 again and let you know if any rain is in the forecast when we come back. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA3 News.
The State Board of Education has new safety recommendations for districts. Why some parents are worried about teachers getting kids to follow the rules. Plus, she was severely beaten. Why the man who brought her to the hospital is now charged with murder.
That's why we started this outreach to try to reach these youth.
And a father who had to bury his daughter is fighting violence in his own way. How he's helping kids stay on the right path.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
It's difficult to try to plan and predict what it's going to be like.
As parents prepare their kids for a return to school in a few weeks, the State Board of Education released its recommended safety guidelines today for all districts to follow during the COVID-19 pandemic. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. While many districts have already established plans and approaches for the upcoming school year, ISB offered an extensive guide for teachers, administrators, and families to consider. WCIA3's Jennifer Jensen has more.
Parents and their kids are adjusting to a new normal during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Every time we get in the vehicle from going out, we're sanitizing, wiping, go home. First thing we do is wash hands.
The virus has also caused a drastic and unexpected overhaul of education in schools. The State Board of Education just released a list of new recommendations for classroom conduct, extracurricular activities, and several other school services. ISBE is strongly encouraging fully in-person learning if safely possible. They suggested considering broadcasting in-class instruction to several rooms to allow students to spread out and to social distance. Also, they suggested moving class activities outdoors if it's safe to do so. ISBE is also requiring schools to do symptom screenings and temperature checks or have people do self-screenings before entering school buildings. Teachers, staff, and students are required to wear masks, limit small groups in rooms, and maintain 6 feet of social distance. Some parents are worried about how teachers are going to make sure young kids follow those rules.
I think the masks are the complication where the children are not, they don't have that ability to be as conscious about not pulling it down or if it's sliding.
Chad Smith, a father of 2, says he recognizes the struggle teachers might face in classrooms.
The younger children aren't going to have a great understanding of how to social distance.
Students have to adapt to developing new habits. Teachers have to dedicate more of their efforts to keeping kids safe in addition to helping them learn. ISBE also recommended schools and districts consider prioritizing in-person instruction for subjects that students are less able to engage in independently from home, like classes that require a lab or hands-on subjects such as math and science. All these issues will be a learning curve for both teachers and families going into the next school year. Reporting, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA3, your local news leader.
ISB says districts should also prepare for a return to virtual classes if there's a second wave of the virus in the fall. It'll be releasing more specific remote learning guidelines in the near future. That'll give more details and ideas on grade-specific instructions. But higher ed leaders in the state say ISB's guidelines are too vague and are demanding all classes start remotely this fall. In a news conference today, union members met to discuss why there's a risk to in-person classes. The unions will be asking Governor Pritzker to reconsider his recommendation for in-person classes and asking him to support stricter guidelines.
By returning to campus prematurely, we would be exposed to more people, thereby increasing our chances of contracting the virus and unintentionally putting our fellow colleagues, families, friends, and ultimately our student population in danger.
Union members were asked if they would consider striking if they're forced to return. They said they hope they don't have to get to that point. There's an established procedure for businesses when an employee tests positive for COVID-19. Typically, when there's a positive case, the local health district is the first to know and get the results from the testing sites. Then the health district will investigate through contact tracing to find out if anybody else was exposed. They'll then contact the business afterward to let them know what needs to be done to ensure safety for other employees and customers.
When we call them, we will give them specific guidelines on whether they need to close down, whether they need to do a special cleaning, and all the next steps that they will have to do to make sure that they themselves, their co-workers, employees, and their clientele are safe.
If anybody has questions about the virus or safety guidelines, they can call the local health district COVID-19 hotlines. New tonight, the Vermilion County Courthouse in Danville will be closed tomorrow after an employee tested positive for COVID-19. They work in the circuit clerk's office. Courthouse officials say the employee has not been on courtroom duty for several weeks. Everyone in the circuit clerk's office will be tested. Tomorrow's hearings are being rescheduled. For more details, go to WCIA.com. Vermilion County recorded its highest number of positive coronavirus cases on Tuesday, 12 total. Another 7 were reported yesterday. While it may seem concerning, more tests are coming back positive. Public Health says the most important number is remaining low. They say it's important to keep an eye on the positivity rate to see how the county is doing during the pandemic.
It just makes sense. As you test more people, you're going to get more positives, but our rate has been pretty consistent throughout all that. You hate to see 12 new ones in a day, but again, you take a look at the 7-day average, and we're still in a very good spot.
That 7-day average is at 1.8%. It's better than the statewide rate for the week. The county's overall positivity rate is 1.28%. Let's take a look now at the positivity rate in the rest of central Illinois. In Region 6, which is the eastern half, the rate is up slightly from yesterday. It's sitting at 2.5%. In Region 3, the west side, it's still at 3.3%, well below the 8% threshold. There are more than 1,600 new cases reported across the state. That brings the total to almost 167,000 diagnosed in Illinois. Another 20 people have died. In total, there have been 7,300 deaths. A man in Westfield is charged with his girlfriend's murder. Toby Lane was charged with aggravated battery earlier in the week. That's after he is said to have brought his girlfriend to the ER with serious injuries. Bridget Duncan was flown to a hospital in Urbana, where she later died. Lane's charges were upgraded to murder. Lane told investigators he was in the woods with Duncan, and he left when she became sick. When he returned, he said he found she'd been brutally beaten. Lane, together with his mom, took Duncan to Sarah Bush Lincoln in Mattoon. Investigators say Lane said he'd be right back to give employees more information. Instead, he bought a soft drink and never returned. Duncan later died. Duncan's sister says Duncan struggled with addiction for years. She believes Duncan would not have been involved with Lane had it not been for her addiction.
Unfortunately, my sister's life was taken by somebody who was supposed to love her. It was violently taken by somebody that was supposed to love her. And I don't want my sister's death to be in vain. I'm hoping that by telling her story, it'll help somebody.
Loved ones describe Duncan as someone who would help anyone, even when she was struggling with addiction. They say she would always put others first. State police are asking for help on a 5-year-old homicide. They say Olin Randall was found dead on West Adams Street in Petersburg, October 15, 2015. Officials say he died from blunt force trauma. If anyone has information, you are asked to call state police. A former student at the U of I Police Training Institute has been charged with sexual abuse and aggravated battery. The Champaign County State's attorney says 38-year-old Brian Sample attacked a fellow student. The report says he inappropriately touched her on the way home from having drinks, and she told him no. The victim told police he then grabbed her when they were out of the car and forcibly kissed her. She was able to run away to her apartment and called police. A man in Champaign County was sentenced to 20 years in prison. He raped a child under the age of 13 over the course of several years. Gregory Reed pleaded guilty last month. He repeatedly raped that child starting in 2006. Reed is already serving a 10.5-year sentence for aggravated child pornography. 5 teenagers are in trouble on gun charges. The Champaign County Street Crimes Task Force arrested a 16-year-old boy on Weber Street in Urbana on a warrant for unlawful possession of a handgun. In Champaign County Juvenile Court, a 16 and 17-year-old from Urbana each pleaded guilty for unlawful use of a weapon. And earlier this month, they and 19-year-old Rodray Bailey Ross and 18-year-old Prentice Turner were stopped at University and High Cross Road. 4 guns were found. New at 10, Champaign police are warning people to use BB and airsoft guns safely after there was a report of a person at Marketplace Mall with a rifle yesterday. This is the BB gun a child was carrying. They say imitation guns displayed in public puts everyone at risk. Police say it's often impossible to distinguish them from a real gun until they are examined closely. Teenagers are cleaning up their community in honor of a woman who died to gun violence. Shamila Sanders was shot near the Garfield underpass in Decatur in June and died. Her father, Shamuel Sanders, started Shamila's outreach program in her honor. Students aged 13 to 17 are a part of it. They get paid to do tasks like mowing and cleaning yards for people in Decatur. Sanders' father hopes this helps stop violence.
I don't want this to happen to none of them. That was devastating to me, and I want my daughter to live on in these boys.
The teenagers who are taking part are paid through community sponsors and donations. So far, they've raised around $12,000, but Sanders is still trying to raise another $7 grand for the program. The internet's becoming a necessity in the age of working from home. One department is making sure people can get connected. Plus, there's good news on the number of homeless in one city, but one group says there is a lot of work left to be done. And no one's sure about the future of sports in the fall, but one high school already has its own plan in place.